More than 235 people are now reported to have been killed in that militant attack on a crowded mosque in Egypt. The Egyptian president is holding an emergency security meeting. The assault happened in the northern Sinai region when armed men stormed the building and detonated a bomb during Friday prayers. It's the deadliest attack in the 3-year insurgency in Sinai. Well, Sally Nabil is in Cairo and gave us the latest.
It's by all means an unprecedented attack, whether when it comes to casualty numbers or the style of the attack. As you said, there are 235 people killed and more than 100 injured, and we understand that some of the wounded are in a quite critical condition, so perhaps the death toll might keep rising over the next few hours. And when it comes to the style of the attack, it's the first time that the militants target worshippers inside a mosque. Over the past couple of years, militants have been operating in northern Sinai. They mainly target military forces, police forces, Christians as well. They obliged so many Christians to flee their homes for fear of their lives. But this is the first time that they do target worshippers inside a mosque. They were going to Friday prayers, Friday noon prayers, which is a religious obligation. So many men accompanying their children, they went to the mosque, and as they were about to finish, a bomb went off not far from the mosque. And after that, a group of militants armed with automatic rifles, they walked inside the mosque and they shot at every single person they saw. And outside the mosque, we understand that there was another group of militants, and they started shooting at passers-by. They also targeted ambulances that rushed to the scene to try and help and save the victims. And this kind of orchestrated attack explains why the number of victims is so high. We know that 50 ambulance cars have rushed to the attack scene to try and move the wounded to nearby hospitals, and some people on Twitter, they have been asking people to donate blood to save lives.
Terrorist attacks not unknown, obviously, of course, in Egypt, but we're talking about a particularly remote area and a tribal area.
Yes, northern Sinai is a remote tribal area, and it's also worth mentioning that it's very difficult to verify things inside northern Sinai because the area has been living under a total media blackout for the past couple of years. The only way we can get pictures is via social media. No media organizations have been allowed to go inside Sinai. Even the state-sponsored media have been stopped from going. So there is a lot going on. Militants have been gaining ground over the past couple of years, although military forces say every now and then they release statements saying that they managed to hit hard on the militant groups, the IS-affiliated militant groups operating in different parts of the peninsula. But so far it seems that the operation is still going on, and the military forces, they have to exert more effort to try and put an end to this insurgency taking place there.
The President is holding an emergency cabinet meeting, but there may well be criticism of the government because we're talking about an area where there was very little security.
Yes, there is some criticism for the government. 3 days of national mourning have been announced, but on the other hand, in addition to criticism, there are some people who kept asking questions like, this is just a mosque. How can you impose a security cordon or provide security for every single mosque or every single church in the area? I mean, it's not a military building or a police building, so these were just defenseless civilians going to Friday prayers. But on the other hand, there are some people who criticize the military and the intelligence for not doing enough to try to put an end to this insurgency, which has been going on for more than 3 years now. And it seems that the government has to look into taking tougher measures to try to confront what's happening there.
Sally Nabil.